All right, Michael Weston. Nice to see you. Welcome to the show. All right, so this is taking real history and stretching it a bit, right?
Yeah, we play fast and loose with history a little bit.
No, but these iconic people, Houdini and Arthur Conan Doyle, we're friends.
Yeah, it's based on this incredible real-life friendship between Harry Houdini, Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote all the Sherlock Holmes books.
Oh, they were the real folks right there.
Look at them.
And Harry Houdini was, what was he, like 5'3" or something? He was a short guy.
Yeah, he's 5'3".
Right, and Conan Doyle, tall in stature, obviously. They were friends, but they were always battling.
Yeah, that's right. I had to walk on apple boxes the whole time with Stephen Mangum, just to even us out. Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible premise because, like, Harry Houdini was the magician, and you'd think that he would be the one that believed in the supernatural and all that, but he was a skeptic, and Arthur Conan Doyle, the scholar and the doctor, was the guy who believed in ghosts, and so.
And Houdini believed it's all tricks.
It's all tricks, and I think he was adamant about it because he'd been a medium at some point in his life, and he didn't like the way that they pulled the wool over people's eyes and they spent their money and
bloodsuckers, right?
Bloodsuckers.
Yeah.
And it was his personal crusade, and with Conan Doyle, he's sort of befuddled that this guy that he admires and thinks is so intelligent can actually believe in all that.
I watched the first episode, tonight's episode, and the female actress who plays the
Rebecca Lydiard?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's darling, and
Yeah.
she was kind of shoved on you guys to try and actually get her fired from her job.
Not the actress, the role she plays.
Yes.
Rebecca
yes.
was not shoved on us. She's lovely. You know, she's the first female constable, and she's a really important part of that triangle because you have these two guys at turn of the century England, and Houdini especially thinks a lot of himself, and she sort of evolves him into a better man.
How much of the stuff did you actually have to do, being in water, submerged in water, handcuffed,
yeah.
all of that stuff? Panicky.
One of the first things I had to do was the Chinese water torture, where you're in chains and many sets of handcuffs, and then they hang you upside down. And there's two like relatively strong dudes with a rope and a pulley system.
And that was you.
That was me.
How was your panic?
I actually was sort of cocky about it. I was like, I can do this. I swim, and I'm not really claustrophobic. But as you get lowered into the thing, you start to lose it, and your mind and body sort of rebel. And I was terrified, and I couldn't catch my breath. I was terrified.
I always love when I sit next to Steve and he interviews someone and he'll start it by saying, "By the way, I interviewed your dad." Like, there's always a nice history.
Tell him who your dad is.
John Rubinstein.
What a great actor he is, and so many things. How about the rest of your family?
Yeah.
Grandfather?
Well, grandfather was Arthur Rubinstein.
Perhaps one of the most famous pianists in history.
Yeah, wonderful pianist. And mother, Judy West.
Judy West, you can go back to the
she did the
Warsaw
fortune
Philharmonic.
cookie. Yeah.
How about Warsaw Philharmonic?
My grandmother was, and her father was head of the Warsaw Philharmonic.
So you got a lot to live up to.
I do. Thank God I got into acting and not music. And
all right, it's great to see you.
It's great
to meet you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Houdini and Doyle premieres tonight at 9 o'clock right here on Fox. Michael Weston, thank you. There was a Michael Rubinstein. A violent crash at a cyclist race, one after another. You see it right there. What caused this? I'll show you when we come back.
yikes.
Did you get any sleep last